The
3-Area-19 by TA Mare is a perfect boat for those who want to start sailing. It has a 40 horsepower engine which needs no license. To the stern there's a good-sized sun deck, which is pretty good considering we're on board a boat that's just 5.8 meters long. The stairway up is very beautiful too. Once on board, we're met by a small sofa which seats 3, and under the cushions is a nice large-sized technical peak where all the installations can be stored. The 3-Area-19 is an open with a good-sized central console. There's an adjustable seat, so you can sail standing up too. The bow is dedicated to sun lovers, and 3 people can lay down here to sunbathe. Under the cushions is a large peak where even the most cumbersome of equipment can be stored quite nicely. Guests are protected by a tubular handrail, and at the extreme peak are 2 bits and the electric winch. The 3-Area-19 is an interesting boat for those wishing to start sailing. It can be equipped with a 40 horsepower engine which needs no license. This boat is 5.7 meters long and has a self-emptying hull. The driver can decide to sail either standing or sitting down, and thanks to the transparent windscreen we have an excellent view. The console on the 3-Area-19 is very large, and apart from finding space for all the engine instruments, you can also store an average-sized plotter. But now it's time to start the test of the 3-Area-19. At 2,000 revs we're displacing and sailing at 6 knots. As it has only a 40 horsepower engine, it's important to regulate the trim and the weights on board as well. We're taking the boat into a glide. At 3,900 revs we're gliding and sailing at around 16 knots. I'd just like to remind you that as it's only a 40 horsepower engine, it's very important to regulate the trim and the weights on board as well. But now let's step on the gas a bit and find the best cruising speed. By regulating the trim well, we find the ideal trim as well. So, at 4,800 revs, let's push down the throttle a little and look for the top performance of the 3-Area-19. At 5,700 revs, we find the top performance, which is about 28 knots. Now let's try a turn at 4,000 revs. The boat responds immediately and turns nice and quickly. But if I have to give you some advice, well, I'd install their hydraulic wheelhouse aboard this boat. The 3-Area-19 has demonstrated itself to be a very fast boat, even with an engine that needs no license. For those who wish to go faster, a more powerful engine can be installed. The Nuvola 23 is a boat with rounded lines, ideal for daily outings. It also has a small cabin where a couple can stay and sleep overnight. To the stern is a living area which can be equipped with a table that can seat 4. Under the stern sofa is a technical peak where all the onboard installations are fitted. The TA Mare shipyard has knowledgeably exploited the spaces, like the convertible bench, which hides the bar equipped with sink and grill. There's a very large and central console, and there's also access to the small cabin below, where a couple can spend a night on board. In the cabin there's a fridge and a chemical toilet. Thanks to the handrails, the passage to the bow is comfortable and safe. The bow area of the Nuvola 23 comes equipped with a large sun deck area and, at the extreme peak, with two good-sized peaks and the electric anchor way. The boat we're testing today comes equipped with a 200 horsepower Suzuki engine. I have to say that the console is quite large, and so there's plenty of space for all the instruments, both those of the engine and any plotter required. In my opinion, it just needs a compass, but that can be installed on this little leather crown. The driver can choose whether to stand or sit down, and in both cases, the view is excellent. But let's start our test of the Nuvola 23. At 2,000 revs, we're still in displacement at 7 knots, so we start accelerating and find the minimum glide. At 3,000 revs, we're gliding at 15 knots. I have to say that this is a boat that doesn't need much horsepower to go fast, so you could even think about installing a 150 horsepower engine. But the best cruising speed comes when we push down on the throttle. At 4,250 revs, raising the trim a bit too, we reach an excellent cruising speed. We're sailing at nearly 30 knots. So let's step on the gas right up to the limit to find the top performance. I must say that the Nuvola 23 really is fast, because at 5,800 revs we find the top performance, which is shown to be 50 knots. Make a tight turn at 30 knots, and as soon as you touch the rudder, the boat turns immediately and always remains stable. At 3,500 revs we come to a really comfortable cruising speed. The guests can have a chat without having to raise their voices. Mare has a complete range from 4 to 10 meters for those who want to start sailing, or for those who wish to have a larger and more powerful boat like the Nuvola 23, which has proved itself to be a very fast boat, even with very little horsepower. Moreover, this boat can be used by a family for short daily outings, or by a couple for a weekend. I'd like to remind you that you should always remember safety, so always remember to tie the knots.
Now let's talk about new projects. Pershing has presented the new 92 designed by Fulvio De Simoni, the Italian designer linked to the trademark since 1985. The Pershing 92 fits into the new aesthetic course, which was inaugurated with the 72 and continued with the 64 and the 80. The yacht is characterized by a slim and aggressive external profile with tight lines which allow generous interior volumes. In the Pershing 92 they remain, and all the stylistic features which have made the fleet's model recognizable evolve. The windows of the superstructure, the large windows on the sides, the large sliding door which divides the cockpit from the lounge, and of course the performance of every Pershing yacht. The sun deck is one of the strong points, characterized by ample volumes to guarantee relaxation and privacy on board. The elegance of the furnishings is the result of the partnership with two historical companies of Made in Italy, Poltrona Frau, who designed and completed the pilot house, all the seating and the numerous details of the furnishing, and Ernesto Meda, who made the galley. The area below decks is made up of 4 cabins, of which the owner's suite all to beam. We'll see it in the water at the next Genoa boat show.
In 2009, Jeanneau, which is a company famous for its cruisers equipped with excellent interior spaces, decided to face the high-range market with two rather luxurious products, the Jeanneau 53 and the Jeanneau 57. These boats are different in name. Indeed, the French shipyard's range goes up to 50 feet with the name Sun Odyssey, and from there it takes the name Jeanneau, with the two new products which are the 53 and the 57. The latter will be the object of our test today. You can see the cruising vocation of this 57-footer from the layout of the deck, work of the Italian studio Garroni. As you can see, the boat comes equipped with a large sun deck here in the stern. It's 2.9 meters long and 90 centimeters wide. It's nice and wide and comfortable for the guests while sailing. Ergonomic seating for the helmsman and ample passage space in the bow and the stern. Another characteristic which is very handy on this 57-footer are the benches, which are a good 1.9 meters. They can comfortably seat up to 8 people, and a large-sized central table comes with a knock-down flaps to allow comfortable outside dining, both at anchor and, of course, while sailing. The layout of the maneuvers has been optimized for easy use even in the presence of limited or inexperienced crew. The primary winch